Hey, good morning.
Hey, hi, good morning. Thank you for joining. I think you have joined yesterday as well, or this is the first session?
No, this is the first time. Yeah, first time. But yeah, I worked on OIC and I was, but I don't have a good training. I picked up on on the job, so it would be helpful if I could get a complete end-to-end understanding of it.
So you have already experience on OIC.
OIC, yeah, I've built integration. I've but everything on the fly. I don't have like a complete
This
end-to-end
is
training.
okay.
Well, this is Oracle
This is
Cloud
OCI.
Infrastructure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. This is
yeah,
OCI.
yeah. Correct. Yeah, I need to understand that also. I mean,
Yeah.
I have everything goes together.
Okay.
OCI
Okay.
and OIC.
Yeah, because we have other stream as well. OIC,
Correct,
Integration
correct.
Cloud
Yeah,
Service.
correct.
So
Yeah,
that's a
I need
different
both actually.
session. That's then it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so we had a session yesterday, which was the introduction part on what is OCI is all about. So you will have the recordings if you want to go through them.
Okay,
So just let.
okay,
So in this session today, we are discussing about how we create this tenancy. So that will be a sign up process. We'll understand how we'll sign up for a free tenancy, which will be going forward. You will be having to use this tenancy to create the resources, provision the instances. So you'll have your own instance,
okay.
tenancy account, which we call, and parallelly
Is that the
we'll,
free one from Oracle or
yeah,
no?
these are the free ones from Oracle.
Okay, okay. So it's like a month, or does it?
Yeah, it gives you 30 days of free trial
Oh,
access with
okay,
some
okay,
$300 of free credits.
okay,
And once these credits are completed, this instance will, the tenancy will still be there. We'll have some always
okay,
free services. We'll check
okay,
that
okay. Got it.
in a while. Yeah. Hey, hi, Dilip. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Sorry, good evening, good morning. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. I think we'll give a couple of more minutes. I'll just wait for 2 more minutes and then we will start up. All right. So that will start. So today we'll be looking into the sign up process and we'll also have a console overview. So once we log into the console, what all options we have around the console. And then we will jump into the detailed discussion about the course content, what will be covered in the course, and the duration of this course. So to start with, the agenda will be, I think we have already covered this. So we have something called Cloud Free Tier, which includes a free time limited promotional trial from Oracle, which is allowing us to explore all the OCI services. So what is included in this free trial, which is given for 30 days, you'll be getting 300 free credits when you sign up for this tenancy, for this account. And you can access wide range of Oracle Cloud services for these 30 days. Or if you have reached the limits of credits, you have consumed all the credits within 30 days, till that time, you'll be able to provision all the resources, including databases, analytics, compute, and Kubernetes like OKEs. And what you're getting here is up to 8 instances across all the available services, and up to 5 TB of storage is what you can use in those 30 days of free trial. And once this 30 days is done, or the 300 credits is consumed totally, then your tenancy will be automatically switched to always free tenancy. And here you will be able to use unlimited services, not unlimited services, services for unlimited time, like few of the services which are always free. You can use them whenever you want. You can terminate and reprovision them. So up to 2 autonomous databases, and you have Apex and SQL Developer included with that, and 2 AMD compute VMs, and up to 4 ARM A1 computes. Along with that, you will also get block, object, and archive storages, load balancers, monitoring notification services, which are always free for your tenancy. So once your 30 days of free trial is completed, exhausted, then your tenancy will become as a always free tenancy. And it will be there available for you. All you need is to ensure that at least 6 months once you are logging into the tenancy, make it active. So otherwise, I think after 6 months or 1 year, if you are inactive, they will send you some reminders. Do you still want to have this account, or want them to remove it? You can also use this, like the storage what they have given to keep your files in that, if you are regularly want to upload some files. So 10 GB of data is always free for you in this. Now, while you are doing, how you will be doing the registration for this, you have to log into this URL, which is oracle.com/in/cloud/free, from where you will start. And you need to fill in some of the details like your contact details and your address details. And you also need to provide your credit card. So whatever the card information you are providing, so ensure that the same address is mentioned in the address when you're filling in the address details. And you don't have to worry about the charges. You'll not be charged on your card. So there will be only some verification charges of $1. $1 will be done initially, and it will be immediately reversed back to you once the validation is completed. And going forward also, the tenancy, like if you have provisioned some resources, you don't have to worry that it will charge anything on the card. So it will only allow you to provision the resources which are within that $300 limit, or which are available in the free trial. But it will not do any additional things and make charges to your card until unless you make the tenancy as a paid account tenancy. So that you have to click on the subscriptions and enable it as a paid tenancy. Then only you will see some charges coming up. Otherwise, you don't have to worry about anything. And once you do the sign up process, you will be getting a confirmation email with your login details and all the. You can also refer to this video on how you have to do end to end. on the sign up process. So I'll also go through that, and then we will, once we have a tenancy, we will then log into the tenancy and do the console overview as well. So from the browser, what I'll do, I'll take cloud.oracle.com. So there are multiple ways to do this. Okay. Let me log out from there. So if you go to cloud.oracle.com, you'll see not an Oracle Cloud customer yet, sign up. So this is an option you have. So you can click here. It will take you to signup.cloud.oracle.com, which is giving you a cloud free tier, and you can explore this. So what you are getting in this free tier. So to start with, you will be selecting the region. So in which region you want to create your account. So we have said that there are more than 50 regions yesterday, right? So these are the regions which you see here. So according to that, you can know, so this is your uh, details. So region will come in the next screen. So let me start with providing the information. You have to provide a first name and the last name, and then an email address. So these are the values which should be unique values. Like if you have already created a username with your, if you already have an account created, you should have a different name to create one more account. If you want another account with new 30 days trial option with some credits available. But otherwise, in that case, you also need to ensure you are providing a different card without your name, with someone's in your family with a different name. Then only you'll be able to create your account. Like if I have an account now and I'm trying to create another account with some different name, but I use my other credit card, so that will not work. So they will still find it out that's it's you only. So it may not work for you. So you have to give entirely a different account details if you already have one. Then you'll be trying to prove that you are human with picking up this all the creatures that could shelter in the items shown in the example.
Hi,
So,
Ilangovan here.
sorry?
My name Ilangovan.
Yeah, Elangovan. Yeah, tell me.
Actually, I don't have credit card. What to do in that case?
If you have debit card, that will also do. You should have international transactions enabled in that.
Okay, let me check that. So we need to enter confirm. We need to enter the card.
Sorry, you need to.
We need to enter the card to
Yeah.
confirm.
You can enter that card details. If international transactions, even in the credit card, you should have this international transactions should be enabled. Okay, so once you have done this, you will be getting an email to verify your email address. So you'll be clicking on verify email. Let me also run the email. Okay, I got it in the junk. So you can see So there you go. So this is your verify your email address email, which we have just received. And it talks about thanks for your interest in creating the account. And you can verify your email by clicking on this link. So let me run this link here. Let me move it to inbox and then I'll try. Maybe it's because of the junk. Okay, it's because of the junk. Fine. So once it is confirmed your verification of your email address, then you have to provide the password for this username. So this will be going forward your username for the new tenancy, the new account which will be created now. So the username will be the email address what you have provided, and you have to provide a password with all with minimum 8 characters, having one lower, upper, and one numeric and a special character. So I'll just give some password here. And these details like the username and password, and the password what you are providing now, and this will be your username. Once the account is created, so you'll use this username to log in with this password what you are providing now. And this user will be the super administrator user, which will be part of the administrator group once the account is created. Now, this user, once he logs into the tenancy, he can then create other users and give access to them according to the roles and responsibilities what he wants to assign to them. Now, the next thing is whether you are doing this for individual or corporate. So I'll go with individual, and then you have to provide a account name. So this will be a other name for your tenancy, and this name should be a unique value. If someone has already taken this, it will not allow you to create. And this will be your cloud account name. So going forward, whatever the account name you are giving, so always you will be logging in with your account name and then the username and password. So let's say I'm just using the randomly what it has given, and then you select the region. So this is the region which is the closest to whichever is closest to you, you can select in the real time as we have discussed in the last session. But for this account, I prefer to have some regions where we have multiple ADs. So something like Ashburn or Phoenix will do. So I'm going with Ashburn as the home region. So you can also select Mumbai, India, whatever you want according to your choice. And then you'll be selecting this checkbox to acknowledge that your home region cannot be changed after the setup of this sign up process. So the home region will be whatever you have. So you can add additional regions in the real paid tenancy to subscribe to another region as well. But in the free tenancy, you will only have this home region. Now, what will happen in the real time with the customer is the sales guys from Oracle side. They will be reaching out to the customer and they will help you to do this sign up process. They will sit along with you and guide you how to do this sign up process. And then they will be providing some uh, additional details like how the process will go. And they will help you to create the first time the tenancy. And once this section is acknowledged, you will click on continue after you see the terms and conditions. Now you can see some of the details I've captured here. You will be providing the address details. So I'm just giving you something like, but in your case, you have to provide the actual details. And these address details should be matching your credit card statement address, whatever the address you have in that, so that the sign up process will go smoothly. Sometimes if the card details and the address details are mismatching, the account will not get created. And sometimes we have seen the issues with the accounts created with multiple usernames, like same name you already have created with a different card, and you're trying to create one more. So then also it will not allow you to create. So let's say once you fill up all these details, then you will see continue options. Not sure why it is. Yeah. So you'll see the continue option. So once you click on continue, you'll be asked to add the payment information. So in this payment information, so verification method is showing as credit card. So you'll click on that. So all the address information which you have filled in the previous page will be
Actually,
popping up
I
here.
don't have credit card. In my case, what to do?
No, that's what I said, right? You can try with your debit card if you have international transactions enabled. When you go with credit card only, but you provide the information of your debit card.
Amount will be debited or it will not ask.
It will debit. It will $1 will be debited, and it will credit back to your card immediately. It's only to validate your card expiry and the validation whether it is valid card or not. So in a way, it will also authenticating you to ensure that this tenancy is not, I mean, not misused by creating multiple accounts, the same user, right? Or
Is it possible anyone else can help me with this debit card option?
I mean, credit card option, you mean? So you can get help from some of your colleagues or within your family. Uh, get their details and ask them to create an account for you. You can do that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so once you have provided the information, you click on finish. It will do the transaction. And once that is done, you will see the agreement option enabled. So you'll check this box and start your free trial. So with that, you will complete the process. You'll be getting an email confirmation as what we have got for the verification of email. At that time, you will say that your account has been created, and you can then use that access to your tenancy. And what you will do is you will then click on cloud.oracle.com. And here you see the account name, the cloud account name. So if this account was created, this will be your cloud account name. So you'll use this name here and then click on next. So that will take you to the sign up process, like username and password. It will be asking you there, and then you will provide the required username and password. So here we have not yet created this. That's why it says this is not available. So I have another account already created. So I'll use that account name here and click on next. So this was the username and the password. I'll click on sign up, sign in. And for this account, I have already set up the MFA. And when you are first time logging into the account, it will ask you to set up multi-factor authentication. So we will see that how to do it in the next session tomorrow, like when we create an additional user in the tenancy and the new user, once we create it and once we log into the tenancy, it will force you to set up an MFA. So we will see at that time. So this is how you log into your tenancy the first time. This will be your home page. And on the right side, you see the profile, which talks about the username with which you have logged in and the identity domain, which is your identity and access management, which is showing as default, and your tenancy name. So this is your account name. So the account name here is your tenancy. So going forward, we call this as a tenancy and the account name, whatever you have given, will be your tenancy name. So you have the language selected as English, you can change it, and you have some user settings and console settings. And if you want to log out, you'll sign out from here. Now, if you click on the tenancy here, it will take you to the governance and administration section to show your tenancy details. And if you notice, for all the OCI resources, you have a identification value. So that is known as OCID. So Oracle Cloud Identifier. So this is your tenancy OCID value. So we call it as OCID, and you have the tenancy name and the audit retention period is set as 365 days. And this is your home region, which is Ashburn. IAD is the code of Ashburn. And you have the namespace. So there is one unique namespace for each tenancy. So this is your namespace details where your audit files like who logged into the tenancy and what actions he has done. So all those information, the audit related things will be stored in a storage called object storage. And that object storage has a namespace value, which is a unique value for your tenancy. And from the profile, if you click on your username, it will take you to the identity and security section to your profile, where you can see you also have an OCID value for a user OCID. So you can copy this value. Let's say I'll copy this and put it in a notepad. So this is your user OCID value. So which has OCID 1 dot user and then followed with the unique value. And similarly, if you take the tenancy OCID value, it has tenancy. So you can also make that like this OCID is for a user or this is for a tenancy or any other resource you take in OCI, it has a OCID value. Now further from the user section, you can change the user information, update the password, add some keys. So you can edit your profile and change the password. You can also link the support account so that you can raise an SR from the OCI tenancy itself. So now if you have some issues in some of the sections, like you are not able to create some resources and you are stuck with some error, then in that section itself, you can raise an SR directly if you have linked your support account to your tenancy. And next to that, you have help section. So help is will dynamically get updated to whichever page you are in. So it will show you the help related to that page, all the docs. Like in this section, now we are in the user section. So if you click on the help, you'll see changing your password, changing your email address. So it talks about related to this page. So if I click on changing your password, it will take you to the docs.oracle.com and explain you how you will manage your profile information and settings, what all things you can do with your profile. And let's say if I'm in some, let's say storage block volumes, I'm in this section and I'll click on help. See, it's talking about creating a volume, attaching a volume, cloning the volumes, backups, etc. on the volume section. And the next is the announcements thing. If you have any announcements, notifications, maintenance updates, new versions available. So in this section, you can get all those information of your tenancy. And then you have some developer tools like code editors and cloud shells, which can be used if you are working with some code, you want to do some changes in the code, you can use that. And cloud shell can be used to connect to your resources from the tenancy. And next to that, you have the region, which is your US East, currently the home region, which is set to Ashburn. And if you want to add some regions like manage regions, click on that. Now, in this free tenancy, I will not be able to subscribe to an additional tenancy, sorry, additional region. But in the paid tenancies, you can go and click on subscribe to the other regions as well. So like you have primary on one region and the DR, you want to have it on a different region, then you can subscribe to that and do the required provisioning on the other region as well in terms of VCN and the subnets. Now, and then you have the search bar here. Like you can search using the OCID values, or let's say I want to search this user OCID value. So if I click on this, see it's showing me it's a user resource. So I can click on this and go to that user details. Or if I'm looking for something like, let's say storage block volume only. So block volume service is there. So if I go to the block volumes, click on this, it will directly take me to that block volume section. So if I'm not sure about the navigation about that complete path where I'll get this service, I can simply do that a simple search for that particular service and I'll be able to go directly without going through the navigation. And then you have this Oracle Cloud. So if you click on this, it will take you back to the home page. So wherever you are, if you want to go back to the home page, you can click on this. And then next you have the navigation menu, which is known as hamburger menu or the main menu. And you can see all the resources which we have talking about the foundation core services. Yesterday, if you remember, more than 80 plus services are available in OCI is what we have said, right? So these are those services like compute services, you have storage services, networking, VCNs, load balancers, and you have database services like autonomous base database, XSES, Exadata, Clouded Customer, and third-party databases like MySQL, HeatWave, PostgreSQL, and then you have analytics, AI, developer services like OKE, you have Apex integration services, DevOps, and then the identity and security, which comes under the governance and administration, and observability and management, monitoring services. And if you have multi-cloud, so this is the section where you can see dedicated clouded customer, DRCC regions, compute clouded customer, roving edge infrastructure, You have DR if you want to set up some disaster sites, data migrations. Then you have billing and cost management to know about your subscriptions. In the free tenancy, anyhow, you will not have much here because you are not getting any cost involved, invoices. But in the real time, you can look into the invoices, the payments done from your tenancy. And then you have governance and administration, like your tenancy details, how you manage your tenancy, and your support information as well. And finally, you have marketplace where you can get some images, marketplace images to do the additional provisioning as you want. So this is a very quick overview on the OCI console, but going forward, we will be doing the daily sessions when we talk about in and out on all these services, each and every service which comes under the core foundation, and then the database services and other services along with that. So if you look into the free tenancy, so what all things you will be getting in terms of the free tenancy. So if you type OCI free tier, you can see Oracle Cloud free tier. So how it works, you are getting $300 of cloud credit. And these are the services available on the cloud free tier. So wherever you see trial that is available for you within those 30 days of free trial, and you can use these services, provision them, and explore these services within those 300 credits or the time limit what you have. And wherever you see always free, so these services will be available for you even though the 30 days limit is expired and your free credits also you have consumed or those are expired. And like after 2 months also, like this tenancy currently which I have logged in, it is already the 30 days is gone and you are in the free trial now. But still you will be able to log into the tenancy as I have done, and you will still be able to use the services. Like I have some services still running and show you like the compute instances. See, it is still running, which is always free uh, resource. So in this way, you can check what resources are there for you in the trial and what resources are there for you as a always free. So you can select that type here, always free. So now let's look into the course content. So in this course, this will be the duration of this course will be around 6 weeks to 7 weeks, and we will have daily 1 hour session, and we will only have the sessions from Monday to Friday. We will not have any sessions on the weekends like Saturdays and Sundays. So what we are going to learn in this course is this is designed in such a way that you should be able to enable, I mean, you will be enabled in such a way that uh, from the scratch, you will understand how you are creating the tenancy as we have seen now, and then how you will onboard the users and create the required groups and responsibilities kind of thing like the policies, and then how you set up your resources, the architecture design, how you will be doing that, and how you start provisioning the foundation resources in your tenancy, like creating the VCNs, subnets, compartments, and then provisioning the actual resources like the compute database resources, and understand all the options around provisioning these resources and the best practices on how you will be doing in the real time. And finally, we'll focus on once you have provisioned all the resources in the tenancy as per your workload requirement, then how you will be doing the migrations, like taking the backups from your on-premises and pushing them to the OCI. So this is in a way designed in such a way that you will understand the overall flow from the scratch, like in a greenfield implementation is what we call. So what you need to do, how you will be designing your tenancy, and how you will be implementing the solution. So to start with that, we have started with the introduction part in the last session. We have discussed about uh, what is cloud computing is all about, and the OCI global footprint architecture. We have discussed about avoiding the single point of failures, and also so these two modules we have completed. And then today we are looking into the sign up process and the course console overview also we have done. So starting tomorrow, we will understand like how you will be creating the users, what is identity and access management, how you will uh, ensure that the least privileges principle is followed, and how you onboard these users and provide them admin equivalent access so that they will be able to do the required jobs, like maybe there is a network admin, there is a storage admin. I mean, in a very big customer scenario, this can be the use case. You need to onboard multiple users like DBAs, apps DBAs, and they will do their own job in a regular basis, right? So we'll look into that. And we also discuss about the compartments, policy inheritance, about the compartments, how you have create the compartments in the next session tomorrow. And once we are done with the identity and access management, we will then discuss about the VCNs, and we'll talk about the CIDRs, the best practices around the CIDR, how you have the CIDRs created in your tenancy. Just give me a second. I'll just be back. Sorry. And then you will have, we will be discussing about the VCNs, subnets, and the gateways we have. Like what are you have different types of gateways with respect to your access, and we will connect to that. Knowing like what kind of peering you have, like you have peering gateways, you have different kinds of subnets available. And in the after the VCN, once we understand about the VCNs, we will then do the demo part on how we create these VCNs, subnets, followed with the next part, which will be the compute services, where we will look into how you provision the compute. So once you have to migrate the data to OCI, you need to have some compute services running, right? In your tenancy, you you will be you will be having this compute services where you run the applications, like it can be the EBS application or any other IP-run application. So you need a compute instance running there. So we will be going through how you will be creating these compute instances and understand like what kind of different options you have to create these services in OCI. And you will also understand like how you bring your own uh, services, like the images from on-premises when we are migrating uh, the data, the customer data from the on-prem. So you need to also understand how you are bringing the images, packing the images and bringing them to the OCI. And in this, we will also understand how you will do the auto scaling configuration. We'll talk about the lifecycle management of these compute instances. And we have boot volumes, block volumes, how you attach the volumes to the instances, and how you take the backups of the boot volumes and do the replication of this volumes. And then we'll have a session on the load balancer part. So where we will discuss about load balancing, how you do the load balancing, how you have the traffic going back to the two backend nodes. If you have two different nodes, how you load the data to do different backends. So that is all about the load balancing in the OCI. And we will have, then we'll jump into the object storage. So storage, we have three different storages in OCI. We have object storage, we have block storage, we have file storage also, file storage service. So we'll start with the object storage, which is usually used for helping us to do the migrations also. If you are looking into migrations, like you want to do a migration of your on-premises data to OCI, you may have to pack your data like into a tar ball or a tar file, and then you will put this tar file in the object storage buckets. So we call them as buckets, and from there you pull the data to your OCI target instance. Now here in this object storage, we will look into the demo part, like how you do this actually, how you take the tar files and how you move them to the object storage, how you create this storage in first place, and what are the different lifecycle management options we have around this storage to make the buckets as immutable. So there is a concept called immutable buckets. We will also look into that. And then you have the block volumes, boot volumes. These are the volumes which you will be attaching to the compute instances. The compute instance, when you are provisioning, it comes with the boot volume, which holds all the operating system related information, like the binaries of the OS. It can be the C drive if you are having a Windows machine. And if it is a Linux, it's a /root volume. So we will discuss about what is this volumes are all about, how you attach them, detach them to the instance, how you take the regular backups, how you create the clones, how you can resize them. So all this will be covered in the boot and block volumes section. Similarly, you will be also having the same topic which will be covering on the file storage service. What we have done in the boot and block volume, same way you will talk about the file storage service as well. And then we'll jump into the database part, where we will understand how you create the database and how you provision the database in OCI. We'll talk about the DBCLI commands, and then we'll have the database editions. We'll discuss about the different offerings which OCI is offering to the customers as a Oracle, like what all options you have as a customer to go with. Like you have different use cases based on the database, what you want to run in OCI, what kind of use case you need, and what will be your target DB system. And in the DBs, will discuss how you do the patching, how you take the automatic backups of the database, how you enable the data guard, and do the clones of the database as well. Similarly, we will also talk about the autonomous database, where you will be focusing on how to provision the database and all the options around the autonomous database in terms of the data warehouse, and you have a transaction processing option offering as well. And one session where we will be, this high availability and disaster recovery is a part of the other modules as well, like where we will, when we are provisioning these services, like maybe the compute services, we'll discuss about the architecture, like how you can have this in different ADs and different FDs to avoid any single point of failures. And then we will look into the cost management, how you set up the budgets in OCI, how to get the alerts, how you set the notification emails so that you can get alerts according to the usage of your uh, tenancy. Like if you have reached some of the budgets or some of the limits and you need to get alerted, right? So we'll look into how you set these notification alerts in your tenancy and then discuss about the compartment quotas and what is the use case of compartment quotas and some of the best practices around the cost management. And then we'll have a session on the CLIs, the OCI APIs and SDKs, where we will discuss about the different developer tools available. And then we will actually do a demo on the command line interface and uh, try to provision something through the CLI as well. And we will have something on the migration part called backup cloud database cloud backup service. So this is an additional tool which we will deploy on the database nodes and understand how to take the backups to the object storage bucket, which is one of the way to do the migration as well. So when you are doing DB migration, you can use this cloud backup service tool, which will take the backups from your on-premises and put the backups to the object storage bucket. So that we will be covering as well. And we'll have a module on OCI monitoring and notification services, where we will discuss about the different monitoring services, alarms, and notification services available in OCI. And we will also set up some notifications in case you need to get some alerts, like the CPU is more than 70% and the customer has to get an alert. So how to set these alerts. So we'll look into that in this module. We'll have a small module on tags. So we'll understand what is tags in OCI, what is the use case of tags, where exactly you need these tags, and some demos on the web servers. Once we launch the compute instance, this will we will do in the initial stage itself. After we provision the computes, we will see, we will install a small web server in that and try to access this web server from the browser. So we will understand like what kind of ports we need to open, what kind of internet gateway or we need or a NAT gateway we need. So the services, the routing table and the ingress egress rules, how you have to define them, we will be understanding with this demo part. And similarly, a demo on the high availability using the load balancers. When we have this load balancers in place, how you set up two web servers behind the scenes and as a backend servers, and how you divert the traffic to one node and two nodes and in a round robin way. So that will be a demo part. And one demo part on the configuration of auto scaling part in the computes, like how you scale up the CPUs, not the vertical scaling, it's a horizontal scaling, which we call. It's an instance pool and auto scaling. So we'll know about how to create this instance pools and how we will do the auto scaling setup on the instances. And finally, we'll talk about the cloud manager. This will be the real-time example for migrating an EBS application from on-premises to OCI. So in this, we will understand like how you set up this EBS cloud manager in OCI and how you configure the application to use the confidential application in IDCS of OCI. And once we deploy the EBS Cloud Manager, and we'll understand how to provision the EBS instances using this Cloud Manager and do the migration of the instances from on-prem to OCI. Like this is the complete EBS application. Earlier, we were looking into only the database part with the backup module service, but here we will also look into the application migration. And we will discuss about the various options of how you can migrate the database and application to OCI. And followed with the final topic, which will be the security best practices in OCI. We will discuss about all the security tools which we have in OCI, like the Cloud Guard, the VSS scanning, which is your vulnerability scanning, and you have data safe, you have security advisors, you have uh, web application firewall, you have auditing, active data guards, and audit service. So all these security tools which we will cover in the as part of the security best practices in OCI, and how to secure your resources in OCI is will give the will be the most important topic for us to cover. And once we are done with our sessions, we'll have a one additional session where we can discuss about the guidance which you need to do the certifications and any interview questions we need to discuss and the resume preparation help you need. We can have a final session there, which can also as an open session where you have any other questions related to any of the services which you are working on. We can discuss on the final final day of closing day of the of this program. Yeah. So any questions you have? So one thing, this all these things what we are doing, these will be mostly like 30-40% on the first we will understand on the day on the slides. I will discuss about the service like compute if we are talking about, and then we will jump into the tenancy like provisioning these resources. So you will see the demo part for all the topics what we have discussed uh, throughout the uh, 24 modules. So we will do daily demo sessions on whatever we are discussing. We'll see them in the console, provision them, we'll discuss about all the options around those services, and then move on to the next topic. So that will be the uh, sessions, how they will be going on the daily sessions. And all these sessions will be recorded and you will be getting these recordings. Whenever you want to have to go through them, you can also go through them. So if you have any questions, let me know.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Harsha.
So in the portal, can we find so how many credits are we left with? I mean, on daily basis, we'll be using these services.
I think so. Yes, you will be able to find it out like what is your current usage. So if you go to the governance and administration, you will be able to do it. Or you can go to the billing and cost. So you can see the cost analysis and that will give you the current usage. So how much you have done.
Oh,
Yeah. Here you will be getting the usage details.
oh,
See, cost analysis is also there in the home page. So it says you are using a free tier account. So until unless you upgrade this, you will not be. So if you are clicking on this upgrade account, then only you'll start seeing the charges to your credit card. So till that time, you will not have any charges seeing in your card other than that first time $1 which is taking for the validation. And that $1 will also get credited immediately within few minutes. Any other questions? Okay, I'll take that as no. So we'll start with the next topic, which is identity and access management in the next session tomorrow, where we will understand how we will be creating the users. And so once we have created the users, how we will give the access to the users in terms of the policies to make this user to create any other resources, what all things he need, will be the next topic for us. And if you want to enroll, get yourself enrolled and check with the administrators, admin team, and get your accounts created, where you will be getting the access to these recordings and the PPTs. And in the meanwhile, you also do the sign up for your tenancies and get your tenancies created, or you can still take some time, like 1 week time, to create these tenancies. So once we are started the VCNs, then you need the tenancies to create these resources in your own for doing the lab sessions. Okay, so if you have no other questions, then we'll catch up tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day.